you a ghost?
A memory, preserved in a diary for 50 years.
It's cold as ice. Please don't be dead. Wake up. You've got to help me, Tom. This is Basilisk.
It won't come until it's called.
Give me my wand, Tom.
You won't be needing it.
Listen, we've got to go. We've got to save her.
I'm afraid I can't do that, Harry. You see, as poor Ginny grows weaker, I grow stronger. Yes, Harry. It was Ginny Weasley who opened the Chamber of Secrets.
No, she couldn't. She wouldn't.
It was Ginny who set the basilisk on the Mudbloods and Filch's cat. Ginny who wrote the threatening messages on the walls.
Why?
Because I told her to. I find I can be very persuasive. Not that she knew what she was doing. She was, shall we say, in a kind of trance. Still, the power of the diary began to scare her, and she tried to dispose of it in the girls' bathroom. And then, who should find it but you? The very person I was most anxious to meet.
Why did you want to meet me?
I knew I had to talk to you, meet you if I could. So I decided to show you my capture of that brainless oaf Hagrid, to gain your trust.
Hagrid's my friend. And you framed him, didn't you?
It was my word against Hagrid's. Only Dumbledore seemed to think he was innocent.
I bet Dumbledore saw right through you.
He certainly kept an annoyingly close watch on me after that. I knew it wouldn't be safe to open the chamber again while I was still at school, so I decided to leave behind a diary, preserving my 16-year-old self in its pages so that one day I would be able to lead another to finish Salazar Slytherin's noble work.
Well, you haven't finished it this time. In a few hours, the Mandrake draft will be ready, and everyone who's petrified will be all right again.
Haven't I told you? Killing Mudbloods doesn't matter to me anymore. For many months now, my new target has been you. How is it that a baby with no extraordinary magical talent was able to defeat the greatest wizard of all time? How did you escape with nothing but a scar while Lord Voldemort's powers were destroyed?
Why do you care how I escaped? Voldemort was after your time.
Voldemort is my past, present, and future.
You're the heir of Slytherin. Voldemort.
Surely you didn't think I was going to keep my filthy Muggle father's name. I fashioned myself a new name. A name I knew wizards everywhere would one day fear to speak when I became the greatest sorcerer in the world.
Albus Dumbledore is the greatest sorcerer in the world.
Dumbledore's been driven out of this castle by the mere memory of me.
He'll never be gone. Not as long as those who remain are loyal to him. Fox.
So this is what Dumbledore sends his great defender. A songbird and an old hat. Yes, another silly thing. Let's match the power of Lord Voldemort, heir of Salazar Slytherin, against the famous Harry Potter. Parseltongue won't save you now, Potter. It only obeys me. Voldemort will return. Very much alive.
Ginny.
Remarkable, isn't it? How quickly the venom of the basilisk penetrates the body. I guess you have little more than a minute to live. You'll be with your dear mudblood mother soon. Funny, the damage a silly little book can do, especially in the hands of a silly little girl. What are you doing? Stop! No!
What about this?
It was me. I swear. I didn't mean to.
It's over.
Yeah, if it's perfect. And then
Your foot.
You can almost drill a hole on the side then.
yeah, like right there. Like we're gonna put a big
Bolt.
bolt right there, you know? And it's centered.
Yeah. That'd work.
Maybe cut it down and shit so it's a little stronger and shit. Something. How am I gonna get something to fucking do the drill in there though? It's
What?
really thin. You know? How am I gonna get something where I could put the socket in for the fucking
That you have to weld on. You have to get something like an old socket or something.
yeah, I have one of those.
Huh?
I have something like that.
That thing, the big drive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you to go to that thing or put something on that thing and then because that's pretty thin.
Of course.
No, weld to that.
To this?
What? You're gonna put it on there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you gotta get the other piece first, and then we can weld it on. We'll cut it down and make it all short, and then weld it on.
You can weld it onto this though?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's just a memory.
Amazing! This is just like magic!
You both realize, of course, that in the past few hours you have broken perhaps a dozen school rules.
Yes, sir.
And there is sufficient evidence to have you both expelled.
Yes, sir.
Therefore, it is only fitting that you both receive special awards for services to the school. And now, Mr. Weasley, if you would, have an hour to deliver these release papers to Azkaban. I believe we want our gamekeeper back. Harry, first, I want to thank you, Harry. You must have shown me real loyalty down at the chamber. Nothing but that could have called false to you. And second, I sense that something is troubling you. Am I right, Harry?
It's just. You see, sir, I couldn't help but notice certain things, certain similarities between Tom Riddle and me.
I see. Well, you can speak personal tongue, Harry. Why? Because Lord Voldemort can speak personal tongue. If I'm not mistaken, Harry, he transferred some of his powers to you the night he gave you that scarf.
Voldemort transferred some of his powers to me.
Not intentionally, but yet.
So the Sorting Hat was right. I should be in Slytherin.
Sit on their snug?
It was as many
Hmm?
qualities that
Sit on their snug?
Yeah.
We'll get that other piece you got then. You said you got a socket?
Yeah, I remember the.
And you cut that down and weld the two of them together. Then that square thing there, can you drill a hole on one side to where it's going to be where the
New
slot,
one, they see.
that groove is on the jack,
Hmm.
and then you put the bolts and nuts through there.
Yeah.
It's off one side, but it's not going to hit anything.
Hmm?
It's not going to hit anything turning it over.
Yeah. Just put one in, right? You said?
No, just drill
Or
one
we're
hole,
going-
goes all the way through,
It goes all through, yeah.
through the square tubing.
Yep.
And that's where the bolt goes to hold on to that.
That where the fucking little groove is, or the little cutout, little half circle thing.
Yeah. That holds it onto the jack. So you can take it off and on if you really wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So this is your master. The family you serve as the mountain.
I'm gonna grab that.
What is it you got? A socket?
I have